This is the oldest person in America. This is her at 3 years old in 1913. This is her at 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, and this is her today at 113 years old. And this is me, a 20-year-old. She was 93 when I was born.
When's your birthday?
September 26, 1910.
That's insane.
Are you glad you've lived so long?
Are you glad you've lived so long?
The reason I'm making this video is because I just turned 20, and I'm wondering how long I'm gonna live.
What advice would you give to someone trying to live longer?
Hard work.
But what does she mean by that? We'll get back to her in a second, because what she doesn't know is that on this quest, I've already tried the 3 most famous methods to try and live longer. First, we went to a haven of nutrition and exercise, the town where everyone lives longer than average, Loma Linda, California. Then I visited Brian Johnson, the man who's trying to use science to reverse his age. And finally, I went to Alcor, the lab that says they can keep you frozen forever so that you never truly die. Let's see what Naomi thinks of all these things.
Is religion important to you? Did you ever take vitamins? Would you want to live forever if you could?
So by the end of this video, you'll know with me not only which methods actually work to reverse your age, but scientifically, the most optimized way to live as long as possible. Starting in Loma Linda, let me show you what I learned there, and then we'll get Naomi's perspective on it. Basically, Loma Linda is what's known as a blue zone, a special kind of town where people live longer than average. There's only one in the United States, and it's located here in California. The average life expectancy is higher than anywhere else in the United States, and it's 10 years above the national average. Why?
Never held a camera.
Yeah, my cameraman quit on me, for some reason. So now I have a new cameraman and camera woman. And she's not doing a very good job.
I'm doing so good.
Okay, we're gonna go talk to some folks at the Loma Linda market where apparently they banned meat. There's no meat at all. We're gonna be walking around the market and there's gonna be lots of people shopping for their vegan and vegetarian options. So let's go talk to them and see what they've got going on at the Loma Linda market. By the way, there is not one sign outside of this grocery store that says vegan grocery store. We're just in Loma Linda, so it's just expected if you're gonna walk in here. What else would you expect? You know what I mean? Look at all of this. Veggie burger, vegetable scallops, vegetarian burger, Vegeta. I wonder how many Vegeta puns we could find in this grocery store. Probably thousands.
How is a hot dog in a can like this?
That is kind of disgusting. After walking around the store, we ran into the store's supervisor, who answered some questions for us about the community and their beliefs.
As Adventists, we focus more on the beans and the greens and the natural things. Most Adventists believe in not drinking any caffeine because it's a stimulant.
Yep.
So we don't carry coffee or Coke. We carry more of the natural things that are made with like green coffee extract.
Okay.
So we do have stuff with caffeine.
Yeah.
There's no meat in the store, no smoking paraphernalia of any kind. Our focus here is simply to be a community store. We're here to help the community. We want to encourage healthy lifestyle. We want to encourage better living.
They eat healthy here, completely vegetarian, but there's something else about Loma Linda that I learned.
This is the Church of Seventh-day Adventists. The Seventh-day Adventists, the reason it's called Seventh Day is because on the 7th day, they rest, which is, I guess, good for their mental health and their longevity. This is their main church, and also surrounded by a hospital because they kind of go hand in hand, the church and health and all of that stuff.
Religion. Religion apparently plays a huge role in why people live so long in Loma Linda, but is it the angels coming down making people live longer as a reward for being so religious? Or is it the community that religion gives them? After walking around for a bit, we came across a resident that was willing to talk to us, Paulette. She's lived here for 27 years, so we asked her why she thinks people in Loma Linda live so much longer.
This whole community is just amazing. And I think a lot of it is because of Randy Roberts, our current pastor. He's been here for 24 years.
Choose wisely the road you will travel, and wisely the road not taken. And may God bless you.
He has built this attitude of community
So do you think the community in the way people treat each other here is a big part of what makes people live so much longer?
I think so.
So we decided to visit one of the oldest members of the community to see if she thinks these pillars have contributed to her long life. This lady is 100.
Do you follow a lot of the Seventh-day Adventist religious things? Like, are you a vegetarian?
Oh yes, I'm a vegetarian.
Have you always been?
Well, since 8 years old.
Wow, wow. And do you think that has made you a lot healthier?
I guess so.
Have you always been religious, even since you were 8?
Yeah, my parents put me in a church school, and so I went through all the Adventist schools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as you can tell, religion is very important to the residents of Loma Linda. It's also a big part of Naomi's life.
Is religion important to you?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. If you didn't go to church, you didn't go no place else.
And usually when I asked her questions, she would respond in 2 or 3 words. Look what happened when I asked her to recite a Bible verse.
Do you have a favorite verse in the Bible?
Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Making me lie down in green pasture. You restore my soul. Yea, thou walk through the valley of shadows of death, thou fear no evil. For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou prepare the table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
And this is by far the most amount of time that Naomi was able to go speaking throughout this entire video without stopping. As a whole, Naomi clearly agrees with the importance of religion and probably the community that brings her, creating our first philosophy for long life, community. But there's 2 more philosophies to Naomi's long life that I was still yet to discover. Did you ever take vitamins?
Vitamin? No.
Naomi never took vitamins to improve her lifespan, but there is somebody else who does. Brian Johnson. This man is on a quest to one day beat Naomi and become the new oldest person ever. He lives in Venice Beach, California, where he's currently using advanced scientific methods to biologically reverse his age to 18 years old. He has a whole community that follows his methods, so I decided to join them at one of their signature Don't Die hiking events. Yes, they're literally called Don't Die events.
Okay, it is time to go to the Don't Die event. This dude says his daily intake is 20% olive oil. That's crazy.
This is the cold. Ooh. Everyone here is gonna live forever. Nobody here is gonna die.
Our evil design is good sleep, good diet, exercise, and training. There's 3 parts to this event. The warm-up, which we just did, the hike, which we're about to do, and then nutty pudding and olive oil.
All I knew about Brian before coming on this hike was that he did crazy anti-aging techniques. I'm not sure if these actually make him live longer, but this is what he used to look like, and this is what he looks like now. He's spent millions to improve his skin.
But you don't have to spend $2 million to try and look like Brian. You can just use Geologie. If you remember some of my old videos, I used to have a decent amount of acne, so for literal years I tried using benzoyl peroxide. This stuff is literally potent. Look at my actual shower towel. It's literally stained with my acne stuff. So I'm constantly having to throw out my towels and get new ones because my acne medication was so potent. And that's the stuff I'm putting on my face. For literal years, I've been trying to find a replacement that still works to solve my acne, and nothing worked until I found Geologie. Geologie is simple. Just fill out a quiz on their website that takes 1 minute to complete, and they'll find you the perfect kit of products just for you. Then it will come to your door in a little box that looks exactly like this, and each product is perfectly labeled with the exact steps on how to use it. It's super easy and clear. And don't worry, the entire thing is a 2-minute process every day. I genuinely really think you should try this. It's made a huge difference in my confidence. It probably would have helped me do better in the why he's attractive and I'm not video. If you're trying to look good, this stuff really works. It makes your skin look better, and it's cheap. If you use my code JackG90 at the link in the description, you can get a trial box for $5. I highly recommend it.
So how long do you think you're gonna live?
Me?
Yeah.
Before this hike, I would have said like
75. So I think now probably like 130, 140.
Yeah.
If I can make it to 80, 70, that's good enough for me.
Oh, come on.
So by this point, I was starting to learn about Brian's philosophies, but I felt like it would be a missed opportunity if I didn't go up to him to ask him some questions myself.
Do you think living forever, do you want to live forever? Do you want to never die? Or do you just want to extend your life?
The human brain is incapable of computer death. Yeah, we don't have the capacity to do it.
Right.
When you say you want to live tomorrow,
yeah,
we got stuff going on. And it's a very easy answer. Living tomorrow, I took about like 40,000 steps on these big days.
When we got to the end of the hike, Brian passed out the olive oil. So of course, I had to try it.
Hands in.
All right, boys. Cheers.
Cheers.
And to finish things off, Brian got on the table.
Power laws help longevity, okay?
Where his first final takeaway was...
Don't smoke. Yep, good.
Then he said...
6 hours a week of exercise.
And finally...
Low to no alcohol. Now 6 is sleep.
And believe it or not, Naomi follows all these same values too.
Did you ever drink alcohol?
No. I never drink no liquor.
Did you ever smoke cigarettes?
Oh, I didn't like bad breath.
Would you say you've always eaten healthy?
Mostly.
Naomi's never drank alcohol or smoked, despite the fact that at one point in her life, 45% of America was smoking. So I don't know if correlation equals causation, but Naomi has lived a very healthy life.
Is exercising important to you?
Exercise.
Yeah.
Plowed in the field. I plowed in the field. Chuck cotton.
So for Naomi's second philosophy to long life, I'd say nutrition, which includes not smoking or drinking. Naomi may not have realized it, but she was keeping her body healthier than almost anyone else in her time. But there's still one more philosophy in Naomi's life that we're yet to uncover. You know, it's 2024 now. People are using much more technologically advanced ways to try and live longer. And the most advanced way of doing it is located in Phoenix, Arizona. It's called Alcor, a lab where they freeze dead bodies so that they can bring them back to life eventually when the technology becomes available. Seriously.
This is Alcor Life Extension Foundation, stored in the middle of the desert. Their goal is to one day bring these people back to life. Is this place actually real? Are these people actually going to be revived? Alcor's given me their process, start to finish, so I can see how they supposedly keep people from dying.
This lab actually exists, and I went there.
In order to make people live forever, the first step is putting them in this van to take them to the lab.
I am inside the van where they load the bodies right now. This is crazy.
And this is Mike.
My name is Mike Perry, and I am called the Care Services Manager here at Alcor. I look after the people we have stored in liquid nitrogen.
Step 2, once the person arrives, is to cover them in ice. Ice cubes.
As soon as circulation stops in the body, the tissue starts to deteriorate. So you want to get it cold to keep that from happening.
But while ice cubes may temporarily keep them cold enough,
if you put something in the freezer, it's the same principle.
In order to keep them for long-term storage, you have to freeze them in liquid nitrogen.
Your freezer isn't all that cold, so some deterioration is going to happen over a long period of time, but liquid nitrogen is cold enough that they aren't going to change much in millions of years.
But if Alcor succeeded in bringing people back to life, how would they do it?
You're going to have to take a cryopreserved brain and you're going to have to do something called a molecular scan. And that means you figure out where all the atoms are. Once you do that, you'll have a giant chunk of data, and then you stuff that into your best computer. With that information, it should be possible to recreate a functioning version of the person that is an embodiment of that person that's in your computer, so they would wake up in that kind of setting.
So they're probably not going to need your whole body, just your brain. I'm excited to hear what Naomi thinks of all of this. Mike doesn't think we're going to come back as humans. We're talking about coming back as a computer.
I think the odds are quite good. Assuming that, of course, Alcor survives, civilization doesn't destroy itself with some kind of nuclear war or something, I think the odds are very good that people will be brought back.
Is living onward even ethical? Is that something that I, as a person, even want to do? Or is the time to die when you die? I mean, these are like important ethical questions, you know, and I don't know what the answers are, but this is how you would save someone if they were dying. If your whole body didn't come back to life, and you just had your brain, and you just had your memories, you were just inside a computer, is that existence even something you want to live? And when you sign the
I
document...
actually am hoping that we will find some way to work around any obstacles, so maybe we can live forever. And maybe...
You want that?
Yes, I do. And there'll be more people living forever than a lot of people think today, even.
I don't know if I came back to life, what I'd even look like, what the world would look like. Maybe I wouldn't want to live in that world. Would you want to live forever if you could?
Say what?
Do you want to live forever if you could?
No. I don't want to live forever. No, I don't want to live forever.
But Naomi doesn't want to live forever. She's not scared of death, but she sees this as her one life, her one chance here on this earth. Naomi spent her entire life just trying to make the biggest impact she can while she's here. I mean, you have to really want to live this long. And Naomi is one of the strongest people alive today to have made it through all of these hardships, from picking cotton in the fields to outliving all 3 of her children to make it to almost 114 years old. I don't think our final philosophy here is body freezing. I think it's exactly what she said.
Naomi, do you have any advice? Any advice?
My birthday.
Any advice you want to give people?
Working hard.
At least for Naomi, her final philosophy is to just make the most of your time here. Hard work, hard work.